Good evening, everyone, my lovelies. Thank you for tuning in and being my greatest supporters. I know we have what's it, trolls and hackers and scroungers and savages, what have you. But anyways, I wanted to share this. I went to Walmart this evening. It's after the evening, and I really didn't want to go. I'm like, damn, I wish my son could know how to drive because I just don't feel good. It's like I've been sick like off and on, but it's like it's not as worse as it was before, but it's kind of in my tummy, my abdomen. But I honestly believe I probably have sepsis, and I think the doctor did say something like that. I have sepsis. I need to go to the hospital because I had when my son was born, they never treated me, and it showed that the placenta, or whatever it was, the umbilical cord, um, something was wrong with it. So that's attached to your belly button, of course. And nobody wants to talk about the issue. Nobody. And I believe it's bacteria. It's inside my belly button. Because before, I kept telling them, I said, there's leakage coming out of my belly button. They said they chopped it off as maybe it's water or whatever it is. And so, of course, fast forward, I was in that shelter. My stomach was hurting hecka bad. I kept massaging it hecka hard. I felt something moving around, but it could be your intestines, your large intestines. And if you see my picture, my profile picture, it shows that stomach was down. So apparently, well, I did put some castor oil, but it doesn't cause this issue that I'm having right now. So this is from way before. And then later I put castor oil, thinking, whatever it subsided, because it's a kind of like a antimicrobial agent. And then it's my belly button on top. It's called the fundus. You know, um, I guess assumingly, um, if it's high up a little bit, it's infected or it's inflamed. But the doctor's always trying to, because I notice nowadays I'm seeing nurse practitioners. I'm like, where's the fucking doctors at? You know, and I massaged my stomach so hard that I popped something and blood came out. So now, it was back in March, the first week of March, and I drank that poison. I didn't know it was poison, and so I went in my locker, and then my left leg was like kind of swollen, like an infection, like a what's it called? Um, Not sepsis, but it's called cellulitis. So my left leg is like a bulge right there, and so obviously it's infection. We always sit on the toilets and even though we use the seat covers, doesn't matter because it's still dirty. Whatever. So that happened in March. To this day, it's getting hecka big now, like really big. And so, like I said, I'm feeling a little bit okay. I'm was able to walk without my wheelchair. Had to catch my balance. I had to kind of pace myself. But I've been doing pretty good. Just relaxing, taking it easy, not letting people stress me. But I had some deadlines and shit. But it's like just the overwhelming task that I was in the routine to do before I got wrongfully evicted out. It kind of set me back. And then my documents were stolen. Then all of a sudden, it reappears a year later. All messed up and disorganized. I had them in order according to, um, how I had them. But thank God, or thank goodness rather, for the special lady that sent me a copy. My stuff because I was out of it. Because finding the place is not the other. But long story short, so this evening I went to Walmart. I had bought some milk on the 3rd of November this month. And I didn't realize it when my son was the one picking this out of the fridge from the Walmart. And I didn't realize it until I came home. So it expired on the 6th. I thought it said the 4th, but it's the 6th. And I asked myself, why not look at the date? So I went back, took it back today. It said, as long as you have a receipt, You have 90 days to get back. I was like, yeah, so I'm getting credit up or whatever. So thank goodness for that. So I walked into Walmart. I kid you not. This Pakistani dude, or wherever they are, they're from, that region area, because they're all worked for, most of them were Reliant Properties and their sister properties. And, they were sharing that video around, whatever hidden camera video they had on me and my child. So the guy said, he kept staring at me, right? He's walking out the store, and him and his wife, she had a hijab on or whatever it is. He yelled in his language, whatever he yelled at, right? And his wife said, who? And he said, whatever he said, his language. And she said, who is it? And then he turned around and looked at me and pointed his finger right at me. I was like, this bitch. I said, well, Warren's going to get it. And she's looking at me because, my name is Islamic. And they expected so much for the, name. I want to say, yeah, you people, because they hide behind the cloth and the praying and everything else, but they be doing all kind of bad things. Sleeping with men, women with women, they're trying to embarrass me, whatever. But I'm either embarrassed or whatever, because that means that there are perverts watching me on hidden cameras. I mean, even I had their addresses at one point, because they were hacking my computer and stuff, my internet. And I still have them. I have to go, look through all my hard drives. Even when I sent my stuff to this wonderful woman somewhere, and she was like, oh, this is old, whatever, but I wanted to send something else. But, I had so much shit I was going through. I was like, man, fuck it. But anyways, so I walked to the store. I was going to make some, chili beans, right? And instead of boiling them, I had to do this quick, simple way. Get a couple of cans of beans, like pinto beans, black beans, kidney beans, and then I get a pound of turkey meat. And, I already have the spices at home and some cheese like that and some tomato. And I make my chili beans, it's quick and easy. So, and I got some more milk, whatever, because I'm going to make something. So anyways, long story. So I'm looking over at this. Meanwhile, I'm in the aisle looking at the prices at these beans. And then one of the employees, I assume he's from Pakistan or somewhere, because, it's Arab, because most of them worked for Reliant Properties or sister properties, whatever, because they probably shared that video around all through the United States and everywhere. And, which I don't care, they're perverts. And they have me in the dark web too. They're going to pay. I'm telling you, they're going to pay hefty. And so anyways, the guy who was putting the meats in the meat section, he took a picture of me. When I turned around, I kind of stood up and looked to the left. I'm like, what the fuck? And so he went inside the freezer compartment. And I said, okay, I was waiting for him to come out. He didn't come out. I said, okay, I'm going to call his boss. So you have no right to take pictures of me in the store. For what reason? So I wanted to share that because I was more like, people are weird. And they're all on me. That's the thing, is that community is so low standard. It's most of them can't read or write. Now that most of them are refugees, they're living there because they get a tax incentive. They get money from the county, the Sacramento. The county's involved as well because at one point they had mentioned something, and I'm like, only the person who knew this stuff was the county of Sacramento. And I said, oh, okay. So it was my blanket, my taco blanket. So I was like, I said, okay, that's cool too. Because I tell them, implicate yourself. They be saying it out loud, everywhere I go, they be following me. Like, why you guys following me for? You guys are not intimidating me. I did them get closer to me. One guy, I was coming to my car, I was leaving the store at Walmart this evening. And I want to say he's Arab too, because he had dark tinted windows. But he kept staring at me. He was in his car, I parked like the next aisle over, just staring. And then he was just sitting there. I said, okay. So I'm not going to assume anything different. So what I did was put my stuff in the back seat of my car. I got my phone out. I took a picture of his car and he took off. I was like, yeah, exactly. But anyways, I gotta make an appointment with my doctor. I don't know. I'm gonna go somewhere, not the same people, because they're playing games with my health. I had asked myself, who's controlling my health care? No, I'm talking about another topic now. I was like, who's controlling my health care? Who's keep calling up here telling you guys not to diagnose me or not to treat me and this, that, the other? Who has control of that? And no one said anything. So I'm like, before I can go to the doctor, I say, okay, I'm feeling this way, feeling that way. Get a little test done or whatever it can be, and I'm getting prescription or even temporary prescriptions for until whatever subsides, whatever, and come back for a checkup or a follow up. So one doctor has said to me a couple months back and has said that I have sepsis. Okay, well, if I have sepsis, no, they told me to go to the ER as well. I said, well, if I have sepsis, isn't there some kind of better, um, was it antibiotics for the time being? I didn't say that though. I said it myself. And that part of the medical field, I haven't really dealt with that part, but I dealt with reactions to people's skin, and there's certain protocols that you have to use. So I know the times have changed. I know that standard procedures have changed. I know that. But I'm like, if you're telling me I have sepsis, and you see the fuck is going on with my stomach and my leg, so why aren't you doing anything about it? So that's when I questioned who is controlling my health care. Who is telling whatever not to diagnose me, certain diagnosis, who's getting my medical records, who's spreading my shit around. There's like a lot of people who I've seen in this area in the Highlands who work at this particular hospital. And like I said, when I walked in there, they were all huddling around and they were saying something like, yeah, they're upstairs, they're watching everything. Like, who's upstairs? Who's watching what? And I remember one time they had me in PACU, which is a post-anesthesia care unit. I said to myself, why am I up here for? He said, well, I just said to myself, I asked one of the nurses, they said, oh, there's no more beds. But I'm like, why am I in PACU, which is post-anesthesia, like recovery? I said, hell no to myself. I just tried to myself. I said, you're going to trick me in here with this anesthesia and tell me we're going to do a procedure, possibly. I don't know. But that's the time when they were going in my purse and my wallet and shit. I said, don't go in my purse. They still did it. Like they were meth heads. That particular hospital, see, before I used to go to this hospital with no problems, they treated me very nice. Even the nurse, they made a good report on me. They said I'm a pleasant woman, dressed a certain way, dressed, whatever, clean, whatever it was, they said in the report. So my thing is, but now I go to the hospital and they said, we're going to give you heparin. So I was like, no, I don't want that. So it's to reduce blood clots. I said, no, because last time I got it, my nose started to bleed like 3-4 days later after I got discharged. Then I think that's probably why my stomach is the way it is. I don't know what the fuck is going on, but they gave me a heparin shot. It was an anticoagulant, to stop blood clots, whatever, if you lay in the bed. I'm like, well, if I'm laying in the bed at home, I don't get no heparin then. I kind of got mouthy. And they put in the fat part of my butt cheek. But I'm like, the way my stomach is or my abdomen is where my butt is the same way. So I believe it's a heparin, And they know it because it does cause all these problems. And then I got a nosebleed right after I got to the hospital every time. But then again, my son had a nosebleed, but he wasn't in the hospital, but he was in the hospital with me, He said, Mama, my nose is bleeding, like dripping. Then I thought, okay, maybe it's radiation because, correction from my last video, I said there was 7 smart meters. There's 3, 6, 4, 4, 8. There's 11 smart meters against my bedroom wall. It's like down the way a little bit. I said, okay, because they were zapping in here. I wasn't home. And I don't believe my son was home either because I didn't hear him in the background, but they were zapping my apartment. And that's very dangerous. They're doing that shit on purpose. That's why they had me sign this document. in the event of a death. What do you mean in the event of a death? Is it going to be drive-bys? Is it going to be home invasion? Is it going to be electrocution, radiation? No, radiation. Because now, although my stomach is big, my legs are large, but on top, I'm slim. Like I lost weight, muscle weight. I mean, granted, I want to lose weight, but I mean, damn, my tummy is still big, or my abdomen, and my feet are swollen, and my legs are like I have an infection. And I know that happened in March, but overall, I just don't know. I don't know who's controlling my health care, and it's very, that's why I said to myself, you know what? Unless it's necessary, um, if I can avoid it, I'm not going to more hospitals because they didn't even tell me about my other organs, what was going on. Because then I realized when they told me that they don't specialize in certain, certain issues with health. It's the ER. That's why if you look them up, there's a lot of lawsuits and people had died in the care of them. Young people too missing. They had lied and said the patient discharged. Next thing you know, they said no, the person never came home, never called, nothing like that. Turns out the patient was in the basement, dead, young girl. I read the article. I was like, damn. So that's where they had that chaplain come to me and talk about all this other nonsense. I'm like, oh, am I dying? He said, no, make sure you have your advanced rectum. Everybody should have one. I don't care if you're after 18 years old, you should have one. Anything can happen to you, But overall, like now I'm freezing like heck. Even today, I slept so good I can't sleep at night. I don't know what the fucking reason. My stomach always hurts at night. Maybe the radiation. I don't know. But I slept so good. I didn't know it was like almost close to 4 p.m. And I woke up freezing cold, like cold. I didn't have my blanket and everything up, but I was freezing. So that means I have an infection going on in my blood. Possibly. I don't know. Because if your organs are not working at a certain certain regimen, I guess, whatever, how you want to say it, then it starts backing up and has some toxicity in your blood, in your bloodstream, that cause for sepsis, especially if your kidneys not functioning right. At one point, I had according to what they told me, I had carbon dioxide in my blood. That's why I couldn't breathe. I was like, so then what I did was, Dr. Google, they say you have to, to get that carbon dioxide out of your body because it's in the urine, it's in the blood and the urine. You inhale and you exhale. Inhale, exhale for a number of times to get that air waste out of your system. And it worked too. Went back, got some blood work done, and it was not there no more. But nobody really told me anything. So imagine carbon dioxide in your blood. And so if somebody say I can't breathe, they think automatically it's your heart. No, it's the other organs. Other organs are fucked up or shut down due to all this fucking medication. And then it goes into your heart. Like right now, I have 2 teeth that need to be extracted. This one I wanted to say too. They need to be extracted for years. When they say you have good oral health, you have overall good health. Your car's it's like a car. So this 2 teeth, they're infected. They're what's it called? Decayed in my gums. So I have a high pain tolerance, so I can take the pain. I have some. This is called this toothpaste. If anybody wants to get it, it's called Neem toothpaste. If you have a toothache, whatever, for the time being, you just brush your teeth with Neem, and it's like an antibacterial toothpaste. And so, anyways, with all that said and done, at one point I needed some antibiotics. I said, "Oh, call your primary care." Call primary care. They said, "No, you call your dentist." They're back and forth. I said, "Well, if I'm being sent to the dentist should be giving me some antibiotics. I don't want no pain medicine. I want antibiotics." They would not give me nothing. But this time they asked me, and I said, "Well, I pay tolerance." So they say, "Okay, well, we'll give it to you anyway. We see a little infection in your gum or your tooth." Because now they want my medical clinic because my blood pressure was hella high. Okay, well, the reason my blood pressure was hella high is because I have this decayed teeth in my mouth. So when you have decayed teeth in your mouth, that's an infection. Your blood pressure goes up. Then and you're swollen that shit. And it goes into your kidneys, your liver, it goes to your heart. Come on now, please. They must have got some kind of stupid or something. So anyway, while it's done, this dentist, he wants a copy of my labs and all this kind of shit about, we need to get your lab. He said, "Well, how about your hair?" I said, "Well, I have this, I have that." And he was looking at me like I was some kind of infected person or something. Because, that's the rumors going around right now, right? I'm going to sue their asses. I'm trying to tell you. We're spreading these lies and rumors. And I'm pretty sure somebody called up there twice saying bullshit. Because they turn my phone on, then somebody calls up to the doctor's office or the dentist, whatever. So they probably lied and said, "Oh, yeah, she's sick, she's this, she's that." And they better have proof. This dentist, he wants a copy of my labs. I've never heard of it before. When you do a medical clearance, there's a form you fill out from the doctor or whoever you're seeing, your primary care or whoever you're seeing, specialist, whatever. Does he or she have this? You check the box, yes, no, and then you give your explanation or whatever it is. You don't send nobody's labs or to where? To the dentist? For what? No, he wanted to see if I have some kind of incurable disease, which I don't. And I say I'm going to sue their asses. I'm trying to tell you. Whoever called there, because when I was sitting there for a long time, so that started itching because I guess the dental stuff was in the air, and my skin was hella dry. I had no lotion on either. I thought I'd be in and out. Somebody called up there and said some shit, and so then all of a sudden on his letter he said about he wanted my labs and this, that, and the other. Why would I do that to people who I don't even know, the front desk and all kind of shit? And then they were laughing. And I could have sworn that they said, "Well, something about something," like as if I was like an infected person, whatever. I don't know. That's the way it came off to me. So whoever called up there, they'll get their ass. They get their ass. I'm trying to tell you. And if they have a litigation right now going on, I hope they go to prison for at least 10 years. At least 10 years. Get their ass bopped in like they're used to anyway. They're a little punk. So I wanted to say that too, because I might, at least when I was in the North Highlands, my root canal, it broke. I was eating something, I think it was chicken or something. I don't know what I was doing. And plus, when the environment where we're at, my son could say his teeth were loose. My teeth were loose because, that shit. And they said, I know eating something, and it broke off. Now, I didn't realize it broke off because there was no nerve on there. Because when you canal, they take the root out. It's a dead tooth in your mouth anyway, cosmetic purposes. And then the bottom one, I had a filling because I was 13 years old. And then I had temporary filling like that. And then I can, at one point, I can tolerate it. But then it broke all the way off. So I need to get it extracted. Everywhere I went, we need this, we need that. It was always an excuse. I said, okay. And then now I said, oh, your heart, you're this. Okay, well, you think because I have my teeth are decayed, I'm swollen and shit, it's going into my heart, it's an infection. Come on now, please. People think I'm some kind of stupid. And that goes on to your lungs, part of it, your kidneys, your liver, your pancreas, because once that shit is gone, the blood pressure goes down and your diabetes, whatever, if you have it, goes away. I know that. Because before a couple years back, I was looking at my old shit. I had no diabetes, you know? And it was when a mask or skirt the issue. And that's why who's controlling my health care, you know? And one woman had said, don't diagnose her with this, take this out. One of my I want to say my labs. It wasn't really my lab, but it's a lab. And they said take this out because I got the original document, and then they sent it back, whoever did it, and they said take this out, take that out. So I looked at my labs again. I said I'll be down. Same date, same everything, but it took out 2 items or 2 things out of my labs. You know, they don't want it to be disclosed. So I said okay, keep it up. I'm documenting everything. You know, that's why these judicial officers, whoever, they're so excited, thinking like, oh yeah, she's gonna pass away because she's stopping what we're trying to do. Because see, I was doing child support, right? And I guess apparently somebody has said I was giving out misinformation or some shit. No, because I'm a female, I'm a woman, you know, and I cracked the code. These niggas ain't cracked no code. Talk about we're gonna do a million man march and we're gonna do this and that. Not realizing the information you need is in the state and federal manual. Uniform, was it uniform? Was it Family Support Act? Something I can't remember now because I've been out of it kind of in a minute. There's a UIFSA. It's in there. It's in the agreement with the feds and the Netherlands. It's right there in the manual. It tells you everything. So everything I was saying is the truth. These niggas ain't they so you know, beside themselves. The Constitution, blah blah blah. Only the Constitution only is about your inalienable rights. But other than that, the Constitution does not apply to a certain extent to child support because it's under international law, and they still can't get it. So they had hired this bitch ass. I don't know. I think the judge anyway, this black bitch. Then they hired her to pay off all these people to harass me and whatever because they know I was telling the truth. And she's gonna go down too one of these days because she went when she was an attorney. She went beyond her scope of of her job, but basically she was limited scope. And with a limited scope, you're only gonna be focused on one issue. And she said for child support only. She went all the way. She was an ex-lover to my ex from the 90s. Oh yeah, she was. Prove me wrong. And like I said, an attorney, she was a sweet lady. I don't know how she's working now, or maybe she's doing college now or something, teaching. I forgot the lady's name, but she was very sweet to me. She read the documents, and she said, "This is personal." She read off. I couldn't see it because I was so distraught. My kids were like 5 and 6, you know, trying to work, and my job was on the line, and in and out of court, and this is personal. That's why they took my family court documents from North Highlands. Because when they, who want family court documents for what? My case documents. I had everything, receipts, everything, and then they took that shit. Now who would do that? They're working for who? Bumi Awani, the judge, former attorney. So if I got a boost of energy, I'm kind of cold right now. I'm like freezing cold, and my nose is like running. But I'm gonna find some other documents to show you how she manipulated my case after the so-called adjudication. She'll go back in there and change it, put a stamp on there, knowing that there's no commissioner. He was made judge in 2007, and then she went in there and put commissioner. She changed all the documents. She didn't only do it to me. She did it to a lot of other people. I got this other guy's transcript he gave to me a long time ago, and she would say, whether it's right or wrong, that's what they use in Masonry and the Eastern Star. whether it's right or wrong, they always in favor of their clients. You know, excuse me. She's a dirty old thing. She's dirty. She's a dirty old thing. She's jealous. I mean, we get her. You gotta say she's not jealous of what. You have no money. It's not. No, in the beginning, she was. I mean, she didn't like the way I dressed. I was young looking. I was doing my thing. I was working. She was asking me, "Where do you work at? Where do you live?" And all that harassment and shit like that started up. You know, and he would harass me with his little bullshit camcorder. You know, so I gotta find those documents. I gotta put them in order. I want to show you guys exactly what the deal was with her. The documents, the manipulation, changing dates. That child support, I'm not even in child support. I mean, yeah, it's on the record, but it's not even, it's because she's trying to stop me from traveling, stop me from a lot of things. And that's why we put people on child support erroneously. I got the contract for all the 52 counties who participate in child support. In there, it says, I'm paraphrasing, they they check your finances. They see if you're doing welfare fraud. They check where you if you're working. This is unlawful. And this is called MOU, Memorandum of Understanding. And that's what I was going after next, the contract. And they knew that. And they tried to stop me. And they said, "Oh yeah, she harassing the tenants." Like right now, I don't talk to nobody here. Even on my other apartment, I don't talk to them goons. They ain't on my level. They ain't on my standard. They ain't in my mental capacity. They can't even comprehend nothing. That place is low standard, the gutter, the bottom, as they told me. You know, they're liars because they knew I was working on something, a project. Sorry, my nose. I was working on a project to challenge that contract. Because we're uninformed of this bullshit contract, and all they renewed it every year. All they do is change the date, and people sign it. It's unlawful, you know. And so what I want to say again, like whoever was saying I was passing misinformation, no, I was not. The same shit because these niggers don't read. They don't read. Well, I won't say read. They can probably read, but they can't comprehend. It's in the state and federal manuals. They have it right there in public for you to view it. It's up to you to get the information and view it. But they don't want to do that. Oh, she's just because you know why? Because in Sacramento where I'm at, they're losing revenue. Even though they're getting billions and billions of reimbursement from the federal government through the what's it, the offset program? No, it's called so I can't remember all this shit now because I've been going through too much. But they were getting reimbursement. So in California, I forgot at the time, for every child support uh, attempt, they get like about double, if not triple, that amount back. So when people start getting hip to what was going on, I had like a lot of followers, and all of a sudden my subscription count was like stayed at 2,100 for years into now. I said okay, and before I was making revenue, and next thing I know, um, my revenue said, "Oh, you have to make after a certain amount, you can go back and make a revenue." Now I made that amount, then I'll say you make a certain amount. They're playing games. But the thing was, in my town, people were not going to child support off of it. It was like a ghost town, and it was like they had to request for what's it called? It's not fundraising, but they had like the little canopies and uh, table and shit like that at the high schools, trying to encourage young adults or teenagers or high schoolers if you need child support. Because mostly at that time, a lot of young ladies were getting pregnant outreach is what it was called outreach. So they had requested for the federal government money for outreach. I got the information too, so they were mad at me. That's what they retaliated. That's why the county's on my phone, harassing me. And then when the county told me that a member of my home had reported these banks and EINs like that, I said, "Oh, okay." I said, "How could that be?" I said, I got a 15-year-old." And I thought about it. I said, "Okay, gotcha." They were telling me already who it was. I said, these debit cards were hella old. Even though it wasn't expired, but they were hella old. They were saying I had any money because they know what my mom left me or my grandfather left me. They wanted to deter the issue. That's why they put microphones in here and hidden camera to see if I have a guy coming in here. Because that's like Claudine, but it's in a whole different realm. Like I told the management here, I said I don't consent to electronic recordings and cameras and shit in my place. And he kind of overtalked me because he knew I was right. I found one microphone already. I took it out the wall. But it means a whole lot of shit. But I'm gonna try to give me a little rest, a little take a nap, hopefully. So I gotta find these documents on my flash drive so I can uh, show you these documents that Bumi Awani had manipulated. She changed everything. So technically, I don't owe child support. My ex never paid child support in a day of his life. Maybe one time, that was it. It was like $5.96, and then he wanted to change it. He was supposed to pay. He never paid. They wanted me to pay. Talk about he called the housing, got all my information. Who does that? Through her. And the child support woman, the other Nigerian woman, I don't think she worked there anymore. Christina Akisana of her name. You know, giving out all my information, my work, everything. And my ex quoted it. He said, Spectrum Healthcare Resources. Right behind me, I got mad. I flashed. I was like, how do you know all this? Because it was a contracting job I was working for. And he was whispering all my jobs. Did a background check on me or a credit check, all kind of shit. He's weird. And he was still doing shit while he was married to his wife with his 3 kids or 5 kids, whoever it is. He's sick of man. He's sick of man. He told me he'd do cocaine and everything else. You know? I never brought that shit up because, it wasn't my place to say. But when we talk about somebody, we're going to talk about his drug habits. I bet his wife didn't know that. Or did she? He's a weirdo. He's sick. And by the way, he's lived in Georgia for many years. And he left Georgia, like my mom was saying. Like, how can somebody, I said the same thing too, how can somebody leave Georgia in the time of Olympics to move to Sacramento? Georgia is utopia of the South. So much opportunities, cab driving, working, whatever the case may be. So why would you leave Georgia and come to Sacramento? And you've been there for years. It was a picture of him very young, you know, with his brother. That changed his name. So at that time, I ordered some phone books. Back in the day, I ordered phone books from where he was living at Dunwoody. Yep. You know, trying to find out something like why would you abruptly move from Georgia because you did something to probably somebody's kids. But he don't tell that part though, did he? Yep. But anyways, you guys, I'm just rambling on. I'm like freezing cold in here, even though I'm gonna turn the heater on, but this shit come out of the vent, like white shit, like maybe it's paint or something. But sometimes it gets real cold. I'm like, I turn it on, but my place is pretty much warm, but I get cold hecka fast, and then I'm getting runny noses all of a sudden. I guess that old age. Yep. But anyways, you guys, until next time. time, stay strong, stay encouraged, and make sure you watch your surroundings. You never know who's stalking you. You see, there's a lot of crazies nowadays. I never knew this would happen to me. Never. I thought it was just an act that has happened to me. They're so brazen. They come in your apartment, into your home, burglarize you, steal your stuff. But yet, I'm broken, disgusted. They're stealing my shit. Stealing my shit. My handbags, my sunglasses I used to sell. I still can't find them to the day. I went to my storage and I looked around. I had it on the side, and they were not there. And I said, "That's my containers were empty, right in view." And I said, but I gotta go double check, go in the back to make sure it's not in the back. But I know I put it on the side, you know, and to see if my shit's there. But like I said, I'm broken, disgusted. What they want from me, but they damaging my personal items. They come into my place, poisoning my food, stealing my food. This is from over time. Um, stealing stuff to get a one up. It's not gonna happen. But yet, I'm broke and disgusted. You're stealing my shit. How's that work? Damn bums. The meth heads. The drug addicts. They never had nothing. The family ain't shit. The mama ain't shit. And the daddy ain't shit either. You tell them I said that too. Nothing but bums. I saw somebody's mom at the housing. Doesn't get a one up. That ain't gonna work. They just judge because their son or daughter is going to prison and they ain't getting out. They encourage this bullshit. They're all criminals. All they talk about is hoeing. Because if somebody talk about somebody hoeing and prostituting and shit like that and drug addict and all kind of shit, tell them to look at their mother and tell them to look at the CPS records of their own case when they were a child. Their mom was a hoe, a drug addict, an alcoholic, schemer, scammer, So before you start sweeping by my front door, you better sweep your front door first. Because I know a whole lot of shit. Even when you were a child, CPS was called. Your mama ain't shit. And your daddy ain't shit either. That's why people having these issues. So whatever you say about me, you can't prove nothing. Or the hidden camera don't mean shit. You shouldn't be in my home. Look at that shit. That means they be doing a whole lot of shit in that community. Like that government experiment. Because most of them people over there are from the Sacramento Mental Health Hospital. I'm trying to tell you what I know. They have a contract with Logan Park. A bitch who assaulted me. Next door, I was living, this apartment. And she was supposed to be monitored across the street. She's schizophrenic, bipolar. She flips out. She zones out. She blacks out. They play water. What's it called? Water. What they play? Like water guns, some bullshit. They're playing water something in their apartment. I told management, they were like, "Well, we can't say anything about what they do inside their apartment." The whole apartment was soaking wet. They had buckets of water playing inside their apartment. Who does that? That takes the mindset of those people. That's how the mold and shit like that gets around and a big old hole in the wall, all kind of shit they were doing in there. They had the door wide open because what happened was they wet my door. They were throwing buckets of water at each other inside their unit. I said, okay. Now I see why they said I didn't fit the community. Now I see why they classify me as those lowlifes over there. And that's why the federal government possibly, I don't know for sure, were the test subjects. They turn the water off, they push in the water comes out bacteria. Like over here, the water was good at first. Now see your nose, all this pink shit. That's bacteria. That's And the water turned black at one point all over there. I have a picture of that on my community tab. You know, their drugs, their antics, coming in, stealing my food, poisoning my shit. So they over here. But and then before they start saying one's a prostitute, a drug addict, and an alcoholic, you better look to their mama because their mamas ain't shit. She's a prostitute, drug addict. In fact, I don't want to hurt this person's feelings, but I know a whole lot. But I kept trying to keep my mouth shut, not to say a whole lot because I don't want to hurt nobody's feelings. But anyway, until next time, you guys stay strong, stay encouraged, and watch your surroundings.